Hello everyone, and welcome to another beer review. Often a thumbs up. I love doing the thumbs up. Anyway, today we're on a more traditional English ale, so we are, supposedly. And yes, apparently I'm doing a strong premium beer. And apparently these have been craft brewers. Now this is the amazing thing. They're claiming that they've been craft brewers since 1874, and you'd probably know, if you know anything about the bullshit of British beers, and there's plenty of that, plenty of bullshit in any type of basically beer from anywhere, but this is Batemans. Whoa, Victory Ale. There we go, 1874. The original craft brewery. And I'm just looking, the spool on the back, and I just can't wait. I'm itching, and I know you're all sitting at home thinking, fucking yes, get in there. With your back label. Pish. But apparently, let's start with the front label, because it's Victory Ale, craft brewers, since 1874. You can see that. They've got it right up there, front and centre, and glistening gold. Marvellous. And it says packed with powerful hops and fruit flavours. It's 6%. So it is. I can't remember what this bloody costs, but again, I will put all the facts that I can find about the beer down below in the beer facts. And oh God, Jesus. You always start, my heart sinks when they basically start the first sentence in the back label saying, our story. God, no. 500ml bottle, by the way. Just thought I'd tell you that, because 6% 500ml bottle are both written in the back label, so it's probably the honest thing you're going to find, yeah. It's the only bit of truth you're going to find in the back label, because here we go. Let's dive in. Our story is one of enterprise and innovation, always looking forward whilst remaining true to our family roots. It's not even mentioned the fucking beer yet, you notice that? Jesus, we're 2 sentences into the back label and it's all about pish bollocks and just utter willy pish. After 4 generations, Batemans is still fiercely independent. Honesty, creativity, and gritty determination fuel our passion for our beers. Again, it's all character references. Not a mention of the fucking beer yet. You notice that? It's all a character well, trust. I mean, it's all. I mean, you could transpose this into a fucking MP speech. A politician's speech would be great, wouldn't it? My story. Let me make it more personal. My story is one of enterprise, innovation, always looking forward whilst remaining true to my family roots. I mean, seriously, there you go. You get a politician coming in with that pish. What the fuck's that got to do with beer? Seriously. Right, anyway. Jesus God. What gets better? One of our most popular beers, Victory. Oh, finally onto the beer now. Finally, Jesus. Get halfway down the paragraph. We're thinking, oh, well, should we say anything about the beer? Oh, do we have to? I don't really want to. Maybe you think we should. Fucking go on then if you have to. I'm not happy about it though. I mean, that's what it feels like. Anyway, one of our most popular beers, Victory Ale, is brewed with pale and crystal malts. Well, there you go. You can get a bit of input. And hopped with English Goldens and American Liberty varieties. Oh God, no. Seriously. Yeah, you went, ooh. Anyway, let's see where it goes. A distinctive peppery hop and bitter orange aroma is followed by big hops and fruit flavours with a lingering hop bitterness. Set sail and enjoy. Jesus, fucking Jesus. So what you're trying to do, you say, well, we're making a hybrid. So what we've done is we're so innovative, because it's never been done before, is we're going to take a more of a kind of a traditional English ale base, and then what we're going to do is chuck in some kind of left field kind of New World hops, and then claim how wonderfully progressive we are, and oh, it's going to be wonderful and marvellous, because nothing goes better with more traditional malty flavours and other traditional English hops is that little kind of curveball of citrus. Seriously, for fuck's sake, no. Do you honestly think we're that stupid? I mean, seriously. Let's crack it open. But see, they must think we're all idiots. I mean, see it, tell me. My God. Craft brewer since 1874. Jesus God. Go back to the 1874 and mention, are you a craft brewery? The fuck are you talking about? Craft brewery. But a brewery. There's nothing crafty about us. That's what you'd be getting. And the sure as hell they wouldn't be using basically American Liberty hop ranges, would they? Oh, God. What the fucking bullshit you get in this bloody industry. Seriously. Bunch of lying bastards, a lot of them. Right, anyway, I can smell it from here, by the way. And it's trust me, it's about at least a foot from my nose. I can smell it. Oh, Jesus God. That's like sweaty feet. Something not right with that. Fuck is that? October 25, so it's definitely no off, but it's got a waft of blooming Stilton about it, or Dor Blue. Yeah. But I'm not really getting malt. I'm not getting any citrus or any other kind of hoppy smell. I'm not getting floralness. I'm not getting none of it. Just a slightly kind of sweaty feet aroma. Like it's kind of like, you know, a mature kind of blue cheese. And that's it. I'm not saying it's a strong smell, like kind of Stilton smell, but just little wafts of it, and that's all you're getting. And that's the thing I noticed when I was pouring it. But that's it. I'm not getting else. For people in the podcast, it's again kind of a chestnut colour. So it is slightly lighter chestnut colour than you probably get. Again, not much on the head going on. I would probably say it's more of a kind of tracing paper, kind of baking paper, kind of thinness. No, it really is. It's kind of, yeah, kind of parchment paper, whatever you want to call it, wherever you are around the world. And yeah, it's disappearing fast to the point is it's kind of sitting more of a scum now on the top. So let's see what it tastes like. Can't find the citrus. They definitely did say it. Did I misread that? Bitter orange aroma, or maybe it's like a distinctive peppery hop and bitter orange aroma is followed by big hops and fruit flavours with a lingering hop bitterness. No hop bitterness here, treacle. No? I would say it's more of a malty finish. I'll be totally honest. I'm not really getting hops in this beer at all. I'm getting a not bad kind of level of malt, but I'm not really getting hops, and I'm certainly not getting a bitter finish or anything like that. In fact, I would probably say that's probably one of the problems with this beer. There's maybe a lack of a hop edge. And I'll be totally honest, see the way I've just drunk that? It doesn't feel like a 6%er either. It really doesn't. And this is one of the problems, is that, as I've always said, malt's the bigger carrier. If you want to do higher alcohol beers, malt's a great way of carrying that. And You just need to ask the Belgians with their doubles or triples and quadruples that when they're doing the higher alcohol beers, yeah, they're packing it with malt because they know, because they don't want that kind of alcohol sensation in their beer. And the best way to control that is with malt. Malt's a very good way of kind of disguising the higher alcohol content of the beer. And this is the same. There's enough malt there that this does not feel like a 6% in any way, shape, or form. It feels like you're just drinking a normal ale, apart from there's a lack of a hop edge to it, quite a severe lack of a hop edge. It's like, I mean, you get malt forwards, but as I always say with malt, with any type of beer, there's got to be a balance. But with this one, it is malt forward, but it's lacking that kind of hop edge to kind of balance it out. And yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. Maybe a little bit of a bitterness at the end, but God, it's light. Seriously, it's light. And I like bitter. I do. I like a bitter finish. Yeah. Yeah. Which people used to say is like, I like my beer, I like my women. Malty and bitter. But yeah, this one is just not have the bitterness at all. You know what I mean? If you, I mean, let's be totally honest. I've just read the label to you, and I'll actually challenge you if you can get hold of this beer. And obviously, if you can afford it and everything else, because I'm not asking you to buy something that you can't afford or whatever and things like that, because we all understand we're all under the cosh right now with this kind of a present situation. And I'm sure it's the same all over the world, that we're all having to kind of tighten our belts, especially in the UK with energy prices and everything else. We all know, we've all been there, and we all have to adjust our kind of spending accordingly. But if you can, go and buy this beer or any other beer, read the back label, and then taste the beer and see if you can pick up what it says in the back label. Now, purposely go out and pick a beer that has quite a descriptive kind of long list of aromas and flavours and everything else that you're supposed to get from this beer, and then go and see, when you crack it open and drink it, are you basically detecting these aromas and flavours? And how many are you detecting? Because sometimes you wonder in the cases, it just, I mean, from what I've just read to you and what I'm tasting now, you think, it actually tastes like a different beer that's come out of the bottle. If I believed that what was in that bottle and the flavours of the beer that was in that bottle was going to deliver all the things that are written on the back label, then I'd be thinking, some bastard swapped this. I should be thinking, this isn't the beer that's supposed to be. There's been a mistake, there's been a problem, there's been a mix-up, somebody's put the wrong beer in my bottle. Because trust me, going by the label, this doesn't taste anything like this. I mean, is it a criminal offence, or do I go to trading standards? You know, that's what you'd be thinking. Because what they've described is not what I'm getting. And this is the problem. If you applied that type of scenario in other purchases, imagine you were buying a mobile phone or a cell phone, whatever you want to call it, and then it described in the box all these wonderful features and functionalities of the phone, and then you got out of it and you're thinking, well, I switched it on and all it can do is make calls. It says it's got a wonderful camera, but it doesn't have one. It says you can, it's got 64 gigabytes of storage. It's only got 5. It says you can do this and that with it, but you can't. It says it's blue, but it's green. I mean, if you applied that to it, some of the crap that I've read on back labels and some of the nonsense, you know, and then you open up the box and then you see what you get, you're thinking, no way would I, no way would you put that up with that. You'd be straight on back to the shop here, take this pish back, because whatever it's saying in the box is not what's actually in the product, it's a rip-off. And that's what you would do. In any other walk of life and purchase, you would class this as a rip-off. You'd be classed as being shortchanged, and you wouldn't accept it. But for some strange reason, we accept it in the beer industry. We seem to accept that when people basically put a load of shit in the bottle and then bum it up in the label, we seem to accept that. Why is that? Because you certainly wouldn't do it with any other purchase. You just imagine saying to the wife, oh, I bought this washing machine. Look what it says in the box. Oh, it's absolutely great. And then she does the first wash and then comes back and says, see that fucking washing machine, you bastard. See that one? It's shit. It didn't wash the fucking stuff. It ripped it to fucking shreds. You bought a fucking shredder. That's what you bought. You didn't buy a bloody washing machine. But that's what you're getting. I mean, I've had beers where they can't even describe the colour of the beer properly. They're saying it's a wonderful golden ale, and you're pouring it out, you think, bloody chestnut colour. You can't even get the colour right. You know, it's like that type of situation, and then you read this crap. You read this crap here on the back label, and you're thinking, all right, so I'm getting this. And then you taste it, you think, shit, I'm getting this. And then you start questioning, is it me? Am I missing something? Or did these fuckers actually even taste the beer? You know, it's like that. You start kind of questioning. Because at the marketing department, I don't really like beer anyway, but I thought, well, hey, these kind of words sound good and the phrases sound good. I thought, well, I'll put it in the back label because, hey, may help it sell. They're marketing after all, you know. Which, of course, marketing is really a euphemism for commercial lying, because that's what it is. But the problem is, so it seems to be in the beer industry, you can get away with a lot more commercial lying than you can in other areas of industry. Because there's no way. I mean, even if you went to the supermarket and bought a cheese that had all this kind of description in the back and you taste it, you think, that'd be crap. And you would. I think it's one of the major things is they get away with it is because not so many women drink traditional ales so much. I mean, I'm not saying they don't, but again, it's more men will drink traditional ales than women. I've noticed in most of my life, in fact, every partner, girlfriend, wife that I've basically been with, I've only got one wife, by the way, but of course I've had other experiences with ladies, I have. I'm sure a lot of them are basically trying to forget that part of their life and probably find that a big mistake and something very unfortunate that they don't want to discuss. But let's be totally honest, not one of them liked beer. Not one of them. And that was probably my biggest disappointment, because I wanted to basically have a right good drinking session, right good beer session with one of my partners, and not one of them liked beers. They all were kind of spirits and things like that. They didn't drink beer. And it was that was always one of my big things. I wanted to have a right good pint session with a pub, you know, that was going out with. And I never got that, never achieved that. One of my biggest failures in life. But going on that basis, I say that I'm not saying that women don't drink traditional beers or beers in general, but they're less likely to drink beers than men. And on that basis, I think that's why they get away with it. Because let's be totally honest, if you shortchange women the way they shortchange most men in the beer industry, you know, beer drinkers in the beer industry, then you'd have a problem in your hands, because women would be more aggressive at coming back at you than men would be. Where we tend to think, well, it's kind of crap, well, I'll move on to something else then. Whereas women, no, I've paid for this, and you said it's supposed to be this, and I've got this. No way you're getting away with that. And probably we'd go after them. And quite right too. I mean, this is the problem. I think we're probably too passive in our kind of acceptance of mediocrity and just downright lies. And yeah, this is just a bottle of downright lies. It's okay. Nothing great, to be totally honest. I mean, the way they described it and what you're getting is just two different things. let's just say they're not closely associated. And I think that's the problem. You wouldn't get away with that in other areas of sales, but for some strange reason, you get away with that in the beer industry, and I just don't understand why they can get away with that. And maybe that's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't watch my beer reviews or whatever, because one, they're probably too long, so they don't have that fucking attention span to actually watch the videos. But two, you've got to understand is I can't do this video quick. Like I says, I've got to drink the beers. I've got to have a good enough of a good amount of the beer to actually kind of give a proper judgment on it. I can't judge a beer in sips. If I do, I would be lying to you. Let's be told, I'd be lying to you. So I might as well. I'm not any better than what's written in the back label. So one, people don't like that, and two, the other thing people probably don't like is me actually being honest. And I get more comments on the basis of people not agreeing with me, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. If that's your favourite beer and you enjoy it, and I've basically said it's crap and everything else, well, I'm being honest from what I'm tasting. It doesn't stop it from being your favourite beer. This is the problem. This is the thing. You don't need my approval for it to be your favourite beer. If you drink a beer and it's your favourite beer and you enjoy it, then great. Enjoy your favourite beer and keep drinking it. If I drink it and don't like it, then that's my opinion. It doesn't mean you should stop drinking your favourite beer. My viewers will say, well, he doesn't like it. What's his problem? I do. It's my favourite beer, and I'm going to keep on drinking it. And that's how it should be. But if people want to have an idea of and I'm being honest, if I drink a beer and I don't particularly like it, I'll say why I don't like it. And if people think, well, I don't have that problem, I like that type of flavour, that's why I try and describe the flavours as much as possible. Because even if I don't like it, if I've described a flavour that you do like or possibly you might like, then it's worth a go then. You think, well, he doesn't like that type of flavours, but I do. That sounds quite nice to me. So I'll maybe give it a go. So that's another reason why I spend time kind of describing flavours and body and everything else in the beer, because maybe it doesn't work for me, but it might work for you. And there you go. So it's trying to give as much of a fair and level playing field for the beers as possible. And that's why I read out the back labels. 9 times out of 10 I know it's going to be bollocks. But I read them out on the basis is that they might tell the truth, and if they do, it might help you to say, well, this beer's for me or not for me. And then it's nothing to do with me, it's to do with what's written in the back label. So there's reasons why I do the video the way I do. But the problem is a lot of people kind of scan over that as if like it's not important. But if I'm doing a beer review, then to give the beer every chance I can give it, then I have to do it this way. I have thought about it and have looked at it, and there's not a real way you can kind of cut that out, because if you try and kind of take a shortcut, then you're really shortchanging the beer and you're not really giving it a kind of fair chance of kind of delivering what it's actually got to deliver, that type of thing. And unfortunately, this beer doesn't really have that much to deliver. I'll be totally honest, this beer is actually getting a bit worse as it's moving on. I'm getting a little bit more alcohol from it now. As I'm getting more acclimatized to the malt level in it, the alcohol kind of feeling of the beer, because you just know the kind of sensation that it's starting to kind of feel more like a higher, but it's only 6%, it's not a huge alcohol content, it's not up to the kind of 8s and the 9s and things like this, but at the end of the day you do feel that you're drinking a beer of a little bit more alcohol content than normal. And you're just getting that kind of light sensation now, as my mouth has got kind of more acclimatized to the malt, So the malt kind of flavours have just slightly died down from that point of view, but that's allowed a little bit of kind of the alcohol sensation to kind of be more prevalent. So yeah. So yeah. No, this just feels kind of lacking. And going by what it says in the back label, it's lacking. But let's break down these flavours quickly. Lots of malt front end. Good amount of malt, bit of grain, not a bad bit of sweetness. Not overly sweet, but a decent amount of sweetness. Probably, I would expect that because of the higher alcohol content, I would expect a little bit more sweetness. You do get kind of slightly kind of more richer kind of feel to it. But the problem is with the malt is you're getting the malt flavours, but you're not really getting the kind of clarity of the malt flavours. So you're not getting kind of distinguishing between kind of caramel or toffee or molasses or all that type of stuff. What you're getting is kind of you're getting the malt edge and you're getting the sweetness, but the problem is you can't really distinguish the malt edge to kind of say, well, it's more of a toffee flavour or more of a caramel flavour. It's like a kind of malty edge flavour with sweetness and a bit of grain, and that's the problem. It's not clear enough to kind of identify where it's coming from, but it's a good level of malt and a decent level of sweetness. And the grain probably would be a bit lighter than what it could be. Moves on to the mid tongue, and the malt kind of slightly dies down a bit now in the mid tongue. The sweetness is kind of still there, but we are getting little accents of kind of that kind of sensation of alcohol, slightly ethanolish kind of feel to it. There's a hint of bitterness in the mid tongue, a hint of bitterness, but let's be totally honest, it's completely devoid of hops, flavours, or accents really. It's just the only thing it gives a hint towards hops is just a little kind of light accent of bitterness, which doesn't really go past that. And it moves on to the kind of, I mean, it just rides that to the aftertaste, and then that's it. The main thing in the aftertaste is the kind of sweetness kind of and the maltiness that's left there is kind of dissipating and dying down, and that's really it. It is kind of a damp squib finish, a very mediocre kind of mid tongue, and yeah, it's all in the front of the mouth, but again, there's no clarity or definition to it. It's just kind of quite muggy, malty, but kind of muggy. It's kind of quite unrefined. And then just overall, it's just, I mean, look at it, it's like a mill pond. And just overall, it's quite an kind of uninteresting beer. It's a kind of like, it's like somebody's trying to tell you, it's like if somebody was trying to describe a generic malty, kind of slightly higher alcohol ale, but they forgot to kind of mention hop flavours because they're just not there. So, on that basis, out of 10, what would I give it? Again, it's just not there, and just, I mean, going by how it went on the label and going by how it tastes, it's like a culture shock. It's like chalk and cheese. God, it's just, I would say average at best, but I think I would probably be a bit too kind to say it was a 5. I don't think it's quite as bad as a 4, but it is just lacking. So I'm going to give it a 4.5 because It's not even an average beer. It's not even like it's okay. It's fine. It's drinkable. It's just no. I wouldn't even say it's drinkable. It's just no. It's like not delivering in any front, to be totally honest. And yeah, 4.5 is probably the fairest score I can give it. So yeah, 4.5. It's 6%, 500ml bottle. I think it's roughly about £2 or slightly over £2. But again, I'll put the details down below. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't buy it again, and I wouldn't recommend it. But that again is up to you. Give it a try if you want, and if you do, read the back label, taste it, and then see how much does that actually, what you're drinking, match up with what's described in the back label, because hopefully you'll get the same as me as not very much. So thanks for watching. Cheers, and bye for now.